And we are back again. Apologies for the delay, but we are looking to keep pretty much going straight into the action as fast as possible. The players have gotten in, so we will be right behind them. And DaftGrass, you said before that you're not entirely confident on this European meta. Has there been anything, though, you've been able to pick out already?
Yeah, so I know EU has a very different approach to the game. Back in beta, they definitely played a lot of stuff that we in NA considered a little more on the weirder side. But I know they like Amy. Obviously, you have the Amy enjoyers, right? So definitely something to pick up on. Uh, I'm just honestly, I'm ready to get into it. I'm excited. I'm excited.
Yeah,
Gonna be a little
I'm
bit of a learning session for me.
I'm incredibly excited as well. I know you guys are all watching the draft at the moment, and the audience right now knows a little bit more than we do, which is kind of fun. But hopefully, we'll be able to get in there and join alongside them real quick. But as we are gonna make our way to it, I think we might be on. If we're watching along with that stream, we might be on a little bit of a delay. I'm kind of slightly worried about here.
Yeah, delay I am looking at, but I can see it right now from my end. So it does look
Oh.
like there is a bit of a Kai, Estelle, and Juliet for the side of, I believe, Bernardo. Um,
It's we will be getting into. So yeah, the team in blue, we'll see. I believe is actually Zenith, not Bernardo, from what I am told. As we are getting into it. Fortunately, no one scored a. And someone scored a goal right when I was saying. Fortunately, no one scored one yet. But it is what it is. That was Venomyami who was able to find that first shot through. So Oni Village, though, location for our first matchup. And I mean, look. This map notorious for being quite long, which means we'll have a lot of time to get ourselves properly set up.
yeah, Oni Village, especially since we have the double Kais here, if they do get any of those trainings that, are kind of stall-worthy, as is the stealth scores from Dinfar, we will get a long game.
Yeah, I'm actually kind of keen and hoping for a bit of a longer showing in this one. Again, apologies if our commentary does wind up being a little bit behind for the time being. Hopefully that won't last too long. But next point starting off right now, we can get a good look at some of the characters, the strikers that were selected, and nothing really too stand out for me. I mean, the two Kai goalies, not really too mixed up. Juliet, Drakkar, I suppose, needs to be a bit more aggressive on each of those opposing sides. I don't know. Is there anything that you would kind of pick as out of the ordinary here?
I think it's pretty standard. I actually like Estelle on this map. I think Estelle on Oni Village is really good at getting barriers, especially against a goalie like Kai, who's really only cooldowns to defend against it is that barrage. Once you're out of that barrage, it's, it's really hard to defend against this Estelle. She's really good at getting barriers, really good at scoring, and just, honestly, one of the better characters on this map overall.
Yeah, I'm kind of with you right now. I mean, it is these open maps sometimes can favor a lot of these more projectile champion or strikers, I should be calling, which is why pretty much all of them except for Rekka has opted for someone along those lines. Well, I guess Atsuro also is another Juliet, so is what it is, and what it is two open nets right now. Eventually, it did go in favor of that red side, so Bernardo was able to find two. They're already on a first set point.
Yeah, big first, big advantage picked up here. Now you only need the one, and especially when you're playing against this Estelle as a Drakkar, you have a lot of ability to push it faster, right? Estelle has like the highest base cooldowns in the game, so with that Drakkar, with those lock and load shots, it's so easy to push it past her, especially on this map.
Yeah, actually could be the case, and right now you can see it's a lot of pressure coming from the Zenith side. Actually, a good little cross-up of the map, yet Fozey already there to have it read. These Kais can be so difficult, and this is why this map can be so hard. It is getting down those 2 goal points, but they're exposed on the blue side. The set is won. Atsuro puts it through, and it is a relatively quick set for Bernardo. They get it done quite comfortably.
Yeah, and, getting that first point allows you to now have Juliet be the first person in draft. A lot of interesting things here. Nothing really I would consider, best in slot for Juliet. I see the Fire Up being taken, and Fire Up, honestly really good awakening. One of the better ones that have come from these new 4 that have slotted in. Being able to have more evasives overall and just, getting a lot more energy is super useful.
It's interesting to see that both of the new ones available in this pool were the first 2 picked up. Egoist taken right after by the Estelle player in, I believe it is Dinfar, is how they would be pronounced. 2 words should be easy to go. So definitely you can see the power of these new trinkets that everyone's going to be able to play with. And Bernardo, I mean, again, they look strong initially, although with an early KO against them, the pressure is going to be on the 2 of Fozey and Venomyami. They're already kind of pushed quite far back, yet no one can get it past that Drekar, who feels confident enough to press forward. Didn't get a fast one on Fang just yet, but at least bought the time for all 3 members to respond.
Yeah, and Dinfar doing as much as he can here just to play his life. Atsuro sitting on him for honestly the most part, and he's also getting hit by that multiple from Venomyami. So he's definitely going to have to play his life here, just like Atsuro, as Atsuro just gets core flipped off the map.
Yeah, that was an awkward one, and again, without, we were talking about before, that sort of utility that can kind of be brought, I suppose, although in that situation, you still have, your Estelle, so I feel like defensively it's still going to be a tough beat until you lose your Estelle. Atsuro picks up a second KO, and you would think now for sure that second barrier would fall. Atsuro looking for it, couldn't quite find that first angle, and with the puck flip, Fang is able to buy that space until Venomyami pushes forward, and down it goes.
Yeah, Venomyami doing a great job just sitting there, throwing the Molten Bolt out, and completely playing just to get these barriers. But there you see the power of Estelle with those crystal knives. What a core flip there.
Oh, I love the placement from that one. Venomyami right where it needed to go, down and in, and even though Rekasad was right in their face, just couldn't do anything to stop it. So Bernardo picking up right where they left off after that first set, still getting a big win. And again, you can just see the immediate pressure on Rekasad. Special already used to take him down to a staggered state. Fortunately, they will be able to pick up, the orb. However, they're forced to go evasive immediately because the pressure just is not stopping.
Yeah, and Rekos not having any meter to his name after he did pop that meter before. So he really has to try and play his life here. Maybe grab some orbs, build up some of his meter, just to be able to survive a little longer.
That's what you're going to be hoping to see from, in that situation. But Rekasad has really just been given no quarter. I don't even think we've seen him use their special once. However, Venomyami just ate a face full of Estelle and also is going to find themselves quite low. But they don't care. They're still looking for that puck. They're still looking for strikes towards the barrier. They'll go invisible, find the KO with the timely lock and load. And again, the numbers advantage starting to favor Bernardo one more time.
Yeah, and Dinfar showing the full power of that Egos there. Able to get, his full core flip up and then completely ran circles around the entire enemy team there. Not able to get the barrier, but does get it here with that core flip. And as Venomyami is getting sent off the map with that Flame Fury.
Oh, that's got to feel good to get a bit of revenge after what happened before. And now, a chance for Zenith to put it in. Fozey, though, does a good job defending Atsuro. Almost a little bit of friendly fire, somehow found that strike, and then Venomyami comes back in the nick of time to lock and load it straight back into Fang from above. Atsuro is bobbed off it. Good shot from Dinfar, and it's enough to flip the pressure, at least momentarily. Fozey doing what they can, tries to follow it up, misses up onto that special shot, yet Venomyami is there to put the pressure once again. Another flip of the map, and in it goes. Bernardo up 2-0.
Yeah, and Fang not really being able to do anything there. Atsuro making a nice play, actually, hitting that to the other side where Fang not having the barrage up, not having the Gig Blast up, isn't able to get to it in time instead of maybe dribbling it forth and then trying to dash punch it in.
Haven't really seen too many of the barrages come through in key moments just yet from Dinfar, but we're still in early days, and I'd like to see that turn around. But what we have been seeing a lot of is Rekasad getting bullied and forced to dodge already. That was a bit of a disastrous, and Atsuro is still giving them no quarter. Trust in Venomyami to create the pressure with the puck in itself. However, it did get turned around. Rekasad was able to find the KO, and now looking for that goal. It's a pass down, disrupted only momentarily. Dinfar puts it in.
Yeah, and a great job from Dinfar there, actually holding that energy burst. Not wanting to use it, realizing that, hey, I could just stuff this one in before Fozzy's able to get down to it and core flip it himself.
So core flip is safe for Zenith. They might need it here if they want to equalize set number 2 right now. Granted, Bernardo, they've already opened up the goal. Blink and you missed it. They found it so quick. There's the puck flip straight into the special, and that's going to be followed up with another goal. So the set goes in favor of Bernardo. Venomyami finished it with the lock and load at the end, and again, another 3-1 set.
Yeah, Fozey being first here, he gets first pick at whatever he really wants. It looks like I would imagine he might actually go for specialized training. I can't remember if he's the one who actually has the extra special. I know one of the Kais picked it up earlier. Reverberation coming out from the Juliet. Fortunately, he doesn't have that extra special. But missile prop start. So that specialized training plus that missile propulsion, he'll be able to send people off the side there. And a big hotshot pickup for Estelle. Able to have a lot more cooldowns to work with and send the ball a lot harder towards these barriers.
I'm kind of curious, actually, that the catalyst went as low. And this could just be, a lower ranking person's initial assessment of some of these, new abilities into the game. But I feel like that one almost could have also gone in that situation over to Rekosid.
Yeah, so Catalyst is weird because it's like, it's okay. There's just so many more options and so many more awakenings that you would just pick over it in, most drafts. But if you if you're forced into picking up, it's not like something you'd hate to pick up, right?
Yeah. Okay. Well, there you go. At my first thought, I thought it had kind of good utility for more of those brawlers. But again, this is why you're here, because I'm not very smart when it comes to the game. There's a reason why I'm a low rank. As it stands, Atsuro putting the pressure on, but actually had to duck away. It is Rekosid who gets staggered. It's Rekosid who goes down, and Dinfar as well. Very lucky to still be on right now and not forcing Fang into the 3v1 yet. However, with that volley, they can only buy so much time. Venomyami really held that stealth as long as possible. Couldn't break through as they wanted to. It's another flip of the map. Fang does what they can to keep it out. Unable to shotgun it through. Venomyami doing what they can to keep it just outside that goal line. Tries to force it in, and finally they find the gap. Bernardo makes it 1-0.
Yeah, Venomyami once again holding that core flip, realizing, hey, I don't need it to be able to score this point. And it's really useful here as Fozey and Venomyami both having their core flips. So they're going to be able to get barriers really easily, hopefully, in this next set.
You would think, but the first barrier actually wound up against him, and Rekosid nearly takes out Fozey with the use of the special. However, both barriers down. Goal open once again, and Bernardo, they've just been so efficient at taking down those two barriers, something which normally extends this map for so long, and now even Fozey just taking some long shots down onto Fang. It is kind of low stagger bars on everyone except for Rekosid, who's trying to do what they can from the middle of the pitch, but they're not able to get too much. Venomyami got faked out by Fang. That allowed the map to get flipped only momentarily, though. Fozey, good job with the clears. Atsuro getting bullied. Might not matter. Lock and load doesn't push it through.
Yeah, and this Drakkar with this missile propulsion is doing so much work to completely counter the midfield presence of Dinfar from the side of Zenith over here.
Yeah, it is getting very tight as well as that goal line just gets more and more pressured. Venomyami didn't quite put it through just yet. We go into overtime, and again, those lock and loads so close. Also, blink and you miss it, but there's a KO on the opposite end. Rekosid was able to find and take out that Juliet. Puck flip actually has to be used defensively from Fozey, so both coin flips now survived. Fang is the only one sitting on one as Atsuro respawns.
Yeah, Venomyami using that lock and load to actually pass to himself from this bottom part, but Rekos with that flame flurry right into the goal there. Fozey, not much he can really do there. Pray maybe Venomyami is able to walk into that, just kind of lock it loaded past him.
Yeah, that was kind of awkward because, Venomyami just wasn't able to get to the right side of the puck right there, so, they weren't able to use the lock and load, which I'm sure they were saving to try and help. Not the situation you want to be in if you are pulling for Bernardo, but for Zenith, good to get a goal back in. However, they've lost every set 3-1 so far. They have a chance to break that with a good touch here. Dinfar tries to bounce it off the bottom, couldn't quite get the angle. Rekosid looking for the pass, is going to get it and will muscle it through for the first time in this series. Zenith, they lead.
Yeah, and Venomyami actually doing a great job throwing that molten bolt onto Rekos, realizing that he's the threat in that situation. Dinfar is going to want to pass up to him. Unfortunately, they aren't able to stop the goal coming through, but great awareness by Venomyami.
I was trying to slow down, hopefully maybe for that cheeky stun, get the timing a little bit off to be able to rotate up, but this game, it's so fast, dude. You would know it more than anyone. That one, eighth of a second is so often the difference between the save and a goal.
Yeah, it is really hard to predict the core sometimes, because sometimes it just goes incredibly fast, and with some of the bounces, especially not as much on this map, but on some other maps, you have no idea where it's going.
Night
Night
Market
Market especially, yeah.
That is, Look, there's a reason why, again, this is a low elo analysis, but there's a reason why I like Juno on that map, because I don't want to think about the bounces or anything. I'm just going to flood the map with blobs and it will work itself out. As it sounds right now, though, Fozey is looking up for Atsuro, who will try to bounce it off the top, and actually found that one sneaking through. The lock and load, well timed from Venomyami to kind of disrupt Fang, and with that, we have a tie game.
Yeah, and Venomyami, I don't even think he used an ability there from what I saw. I think he just struck it right in. Definitely really difficult for Fang to even try and save that one, as, oh my god, both people of Zenith are gone.
Yeah, I mean, I thought the Phoenix kick was big, but then Fozzy shot right after special as well. Venomyami puts it in game one, it goes to Bearnardo.
Yeah, Bernardo, you know, that's the power of that specialized training. The Kai Giga Blast, able to send him off the map from playing in those speed zones. And it is really good, especially on a map like Oni Village, where a lot of these characters are forced to walk in there.
As we take a quick look at the stats right here real quick, less KOs than what we've seen from some of these NA events on Vodible's channel. Daft, I must say, yes, there was a fair few. I mean, when you look at it 5-7, that's a pretty high KO game, especially considering not really many people got to that Omega level. But at that same token, like, it feels like Europe is almost a little bit more of a passive region right now.
Yeah, and, you know, thinking about some of the starting awakenings that we had in this game, Tempo Swing, Missile Propulsion, and some of the characters too, Estelle, Drakkar, it's a little harder. It's a little harder.
Okay, so it's not indicative of the region, it's just indicative of the game that we had on that instance.
Yeah, and I mean, you think about the picks, right? There's no Zentaro, there's no Vice. There's not a lot of these characters who have that low cooldowns, except like Drakkar, obviously. Drakkar throws out his shotgun.
I mean, it was a Drakkar Juliet team. I would expect that to be quite violent, but I mean, I don't know. Drakkar, okay, here we go again. Maybe a little bit awkward analysis, but am I right in saying Drakkar is much better at executing than necessarily being able to supply the consistent damage to the stagger?
It's a little bit of both, right? Because Drakkar, he's honestly really easy to get those kills on, right? Because you just walk up to somebody, and if you have two shotguns up, you just hit them off if they're cracked, right? But he can also apply a lot of pressure in that damage because he has the Molten Bolt, and most of the time when you're, you know, lock and loading the core, you're hitting the other person too.
Yeah.
So it's a mix of both. He's very versatile. It's why he's a very good character. He kind of does it all.
Yeah, he is fun to watch, and I feel like, I don't know, the rise of him, the higher elo you get in this game, the more and more Drakkars you say, I think speaks volumes on how versatile he can be. At the moment, though, with the sheer amount of Juliet, still seems to be the most popular pick as alongside Kai and Estelle. Credit to Omega Strikers for having, you know, the least expensive and the free characters you get actually being super competitively viable. Like, for a new player jumping in and you're worried that you won't get the best striker straight away. No, you kind of do.
Yeah, you think about Juliet. I don't think there's ever been a time where Juliet wasn't a good character. I think Juliet has been one of the better characters in the game since the start of beta.
And we're not just saying this because, you know, her avatar or her model or whatever happens to be placed between us. It's just a respect for the character and a respect for the game. That said, it looks like we're getting geared up to go into game 2 right now. We will be watching this again, I believe, from Zenith's POV. So we're going to see what they go for. We even get to see, you know, a little bit of maybe some of the bands coming through. I'm curious to see what band we're going to see. And with Fire Up and Glass Cannon, it's a Luna band, actually.
Yeah, so Luna Band, what I would imagine, is targeting Venomyami, and the Amy, not too sure, it might be for Dinfar, but Fire Up Start. This is going to be a little bit of a goofy game.
Do we see 6 Fire Ups?
You will see, there will be 6 Fire Ups, and if someone doesn't pick Fire Up, they are actively, you know, going out of their way to harm their team here. It is, if you roll it on an infinite, you pick it. That's kind of the mentality, because, you know, it's just really strong. You get your core flip, you pop it, and then all of a sudden your team gets a big speed boost, and they also get a lot of energy to work towards their core flip as well.
So We will be going to Amy's app for this one as well, so of course we're going to get Erasmus in there, but more importantly, it's one of those maps where because of that center black hole, you could get some odd angles, and as you said, with the fire up on everyone, yeah, this could be a fast and goofy game the later and later we get into it. Also worth noting, 2 Vices on this map. Any particular reason why you think Vice would be popular on Amy's app?
Yeah, Vice, I would imagine in a game where, you know, you have the Juliet, you have the Rasmus, you kind of want to throw some more damage on them. Maybe you could have gone for like a Drakkar, maybe run the same thing back, but the Vice allows for a little more damage output compared to something like the Drakkar.
Well, we'll see how it plays out. I mean, already we've already seen 1 KO as Venomyami was the first casualty, and it did wind up costing Bernardo's barrier. So a little bit of a better start already for Zenith. You can see Recoseed already starting to hunt, you know, some of those hooks right now, just trying to find their way in. Speaking of Recoseed, they almost punched in a goal up above, going elusive. Atsuro nearly taken out by Dinfar, who's just staying right on them. Atsuro tries to turn it around as the puck goes back into Fang. Very spread out map during these early days. Whoa, again, Atsuro has to dodge in order to avoid being taken out. Fang's going at them as pressure was on the goal. And finally you see the KO, and finally right after you see the goal as well.
Yeah, and that fire-up start might actually be kind of more of a detriment to Rasmus because everyone's going to have a lot of meter, especially at the start of the round. Look at Venomyami already almost having that core flip. I mean, he gained so much of that meter. But you know what? I say that, but everyone's just going to walk into the hook anyways.
It's the hook, right? You see it right there, spinning, tantalizing. Venomyami step forward to send it back. Reason for it, had the supernova, has an open goal, and in it goes. Atsuro credit for the point.
Yeah, and a good Giga Blast from Fozey, able to keep that one forward, hitting it past Rekos there, right to Atsuro. Atsuro just putting it in. Fang, no defensive abilities to save that one.
As we start off our next point, Reko already looking forward. It's actually going to go for a puck flip. Oh, I thought it was red by Fozey. It did wind up going through, using the hole to find it. And there it is, our first hook KO, as Recoseed is able to find the Juliet, but it comes at the cost of their own life as well.
Yeah, and notably there, Atsuro not having any meter to be able to dodge that hook, just got straight pulled in, and nothing he can really do, except pray that maybe Rekos kind of misses it.
Yeah, we're going to be keeping tabs on it, as it's straight into a second one as well. Atsuro, no. Not where you want to be. 2 in the same game is awkward. Good use of the dodge from Reko as well to avoid that supernova. Venomyami on the wrong side of town. Fozey has to do so much in the 2v1, and eventually they concede the goal.
Yeah, and right there, just an example of, you know, even if you're mentally prepared for the hook, you know it's there, you're still going to get hit by it. Even if you have the meter, it is the moth to the flame for Omega Strikers.
I'm keeping track this game, by the way. Like, I want to see how many. That was almost another Atsuro inches away from being pulled in. Atsuro's just become a magnet for them right now.
Yeah, definitely easier to pull Atsuro compared to Venomyami. Venomyami doing a little bit of, you know, he's able to kind of play a little farther back.
That's what's happening as well. Dinfar doing a very good job actually in finding that barrier. There's the hook. And it is going to be Atsuro again. That's 3. As the goal is eventually scored on the tail end of it all. Zenith looking much stronger on Amy's app.
Yeah, Reko's dropping a little XDD there. You know, he's pulling them in. He's letting them know. And hopefully we got some good awakenings. Deadeye coming out. That's going to be incredibly good for Zenith here. Able to put more damage in this game. As really anything crazy, but Orb Replicator out, I would wonder if someone wants to pick that up, maybe try and high roll some of those, you know, other Orb trainings, especially with 3 fire-up starts, being able to constantly feed, you know, your teammates energy would be good, but no takers.
No takers on this one. Obviously, Castellas not very valuable for anybody. And I have to admit, though, out of everyone in this one, I think it was Venomyami who took Twin Drive. So realistically, if we're going within the spirit of this event, Venomyami took the best item.
He took the best item, he did. So it allows him to definitely output, you know, maybe equal damage to Dinfar. Dinfar picking up that Deadeye.
I don't think so. I'm just saying that just because of it's the tournament name buff, right? Like, it's a real thing. I want to believe it. We'll see how it comes through. I mean, Atsuro so far, is still just being bullied, and now they're just going right back after Rekko Seed, but as this is having Venomyami, going to be trying to use that Trin Drive to push it in, has that teleport forward available, not going to wind up using it. Instead, the puck gets flipped back to Bernardo's side of the pitch, off of the black hole into Venomyami, tries to muscle their way through. Dinfar, though, wins the duel. Fozey has to rotate up. Meanwhile, Atsuro nearly went for the Phoenix kick to sneak it in, couldn't quite get it.
Event name or not, it is still pretty good. Just to be clear, it is a good training for Vice.
Yeah, I mean, again, and I feel like any of these awakenings that allows you just more cooldowns, more shots, and more opportunities like this, you're going to want to take. Venomyami, it was a bit of a snipe. It was totally a goal, and it's 1-0 to Bernardo.
Yeah, and with the Twin Drive, he's able to drop it more on Fang, putting pressure on him when the ball is coming close to him. So he really has to, use some of his meter to try and dodge this. As you see, Dinfar using his meter there to dodge the first one, but oh my god, both players are dead.
Yeah, and it was finally, catching someone else, it feels like, for Rekko Seed, and with 2 down, Fozey can't do too much. An easy pass up, shot, and in. Rekko Seed gets the credit for the goal.
Yeah, and there's the power of the Deadeye from Dinfar. Dinfar doing Atsuro's entire HP bar off rip at the start of the match there.
Oh, it's a tough one to swallow as the puck gets flipped. I almost feel like that was more defensively, and the puck just happened to be there. Rekko Seed was getting dogpiled a bit. Did work it in their advantage, but they couldn't quite get that goal barrier as puck flipped again by Fang, sneaks it through. Back to the other side, Fozey has Atsuro. Venomyami very low on stagger, has to be careful. Goes elusive. Dinfar was hunting for that KO. Now Dinfar is hunting for that barrier. Rekko Seed continues to apply the pressure. Atsuro actually can't get it past a Fang, who stepped very far forward. A lot of players from Zenith really want that goal barrier, but somehow it stays standing.
Yeah, and Fozey doing a great clear there behind his net, hitting it directly up and not letting it touch it. That was really scary to do under pressure, and Fang doing the same exact thing. Great clears from both goalies.
Yeah, it feels like these guys have stepped up more and more as this has progressed. Meanwhile, Atsuro, though, is applying a lot of pressure to Fang, really hoping to open up that part of the pitch. And, well, in the end, it does fall down. Venomyami, Supernova doesn't work. Fang stays standing, and it's the other goal barrier that falls. Fozey in the 2v1. We've seen this before. Cannot defend it. Rekko Seed this time goes up to Dinfar instead of the other way to make it a 2-1 game.
Yeah, and Dinfar realizing he could just play that passing game with Rekko's. Fozey not having any Giga Blasts there, just the barrage. They just played to kind of wait it out and get it put it as Rekko's gets another kill with that hook. And, maybe Bernardo wishing they had one themselves.
Yeah, well, what it is he switched targets. Like you first said, it was all Atsuro. Now it's all Venomyami. You got to keep your opponents on their toes. We'll find out who they go after for set 3. Maybe it'll be Fozey because, well, we're heading to set 3 now. That one goes in favor of one Zenith.
Yeah, and just great work from the side of Zenith, even after losing this first game. They're still standing strong, especially on this map with this Rasmus. And now this Vice is going to get built different, allowing him to output more damage. And the big fish being taken away from the Rasmus here. Rasmus can instead go for the stacks on stacks. And Venomyami has a lot to work with here. Going to take the Orb Dancer instead. Ponder coming out from Fang. And this Julie left with, sadly, unfortunately, Super Surge.
Yeah, sometimes you got to take what is still there, so... It's never a good feeling being that last pick and not really seeing items that you can, say, oh, at least I fell back on this. But we'll see how it plays out going in this one. So far, this second game in this best of 3 has been all Zenith after the first one was all Bernardo's. Oh, I mean, expectation would be a game 3 at the rate we are going, which is exactly how you want to start off a semifinal. I mean, first of 5 best of 3s, by the way, in this event. I don't know why Vodible does this to himself. You would have thought he would have learned after last time there were this many best of 3s, but you know what? Apparently we're doing it one more time.
Yeah, and looking like there's a potential for, this game to go to this third match. But hopefully, Bernardo might be able to turn it around.
If we're going to get 3, I want to get into it. I want to get into that drama, that suspense of an upper bracket semifinal, best of 3. And with the amount of KOs we're starting to see, it looks like Zenith could be feeling the same. They have the numbers advantage. They took out Atsuro, and now they're looking for the goal. But Fozey doing a good job just parking themselves there. And Venomyami, when before they would press forward to the middle of the pitch, this time they stayed back, and I feel like that made all the difference.
Yeah, and really a lot of it is the difference between this Juliet and the Rasmus pick here. Uh, with the Juliet, it's definitely really difficult because you're slow. You're not going to able to interact with the core a lot, but you are going to be killing people. But the difference is this Rasmus is able to interact with the core so much more and put so much pressure with those passing angles. And really, it just piles on when you're considering you're getting hit by all the abilities, too.
So the goal was nice. Love the goal. Good shot, good goal, Rekko said. You know what scares me and terrifies me? Players who have patience. It wasn't the goal shot, but it was the shot before that where Rekko said was just sitting on the puck, and you could see where they were aiming, up and down, top corner, lower corner, top corner, lower corner, as they walk with it perfectly. That mind game that they were able to employ, that drives me crazy. How do you resist the urge to not just smack the puck every time it comes to you?
Yeah, and some of that is also just waiting for cooldowns, right? If you have the puck and you're just walking with it, you're walking along, if you're playing maybe something like the Jakar and you're waiting for your lock and load, you just kind of hold it. And it puts pressure on the goalie to act because otherwise you could just walk up to them and eventually just strike ward in.
Yeah, well, I mean, that was almost what happened there until Fozey got bored and just kind of shot it away, which had to be the right call in that situation. But Fozzy's got to be careful here because they might get shot away. Rekko said gets another KO. Add that one to the count, even if it wasn't into Amy's hole. Sorry, I'm giving into the meme. I was trying to ignore it. I tried my best. We almost got there, but it's Amy's hole. That's what it's called. I'm sorry.
We were so close to greatness. And, ooh, Venomyami almost getting that one with the power chord there. Fang having to play a little defensively there. Almost letting that one go through.
Almost woulda, coulda, shoulda, but again, the save was made. Fang doing a fantastic job in this next set as, well, again, they're going to try to find the clearing touch to Dinfar, who almost let it ride at Atsuro in an awkward position. Now, just getting bullied one more time. Rex said, ooh, actually lets it ride. Interesting fake right there. Was looking for a cheeky hook. Doesn't get it. Instead, the goal scored the other way.
Yeah, Rekko's spending a little too much time trying to get that hook. Not on the other side of the hole from the players. And unfortunately, it did just slip right through his hands as Atsuro put that one in the net.
See if that continues as the hook doesn't really get the puck quite to Rekko said. Yeah, Venomyami doing what they can with the Nova, but won't be able to go too far as pressure stays in that upper corner, turning into a real mosh pit, which normally you would expect a Vice to be quite happy with, but in reality, she kind of likes that distance. A bit unintuitive, if you ask me, from the character. Either way, shots coming from the puck, flip down below, not quite going to find its way in just yet. Fang's going to cross it up. Rekko said was the first there, but with the pressure from Fozzy's projectiles, is able to stay right on that blue goal. Bernardo, they might be down 2 sets, but they're not going in without a fight, and that's why the hook from Rekko said, finding yet another KO on Atsuro, could be the difference maker in this game.
Yeah, and Bernardo doing a better job in this set, keeping the core forward, keeping it away from the hands of Rekko, and not letting him get as much pressure in on the net as he has been before.
Oh, second hook on this point. One for Atsuro and one for Venomyami, but still the goal not yet scored. Here comes the pressure, though. Dinfar so open underneath. Finally, the pass comes through using Amy's hole to try and press it forward. There's the flip of the map, but with the respawn, Bernardo is able to survive.
Yeah, once again, I mean, they are just putting so much pressure, but Bernardo holding on to this point, not letting them get anything out of it.
Yeah, it's been a masterclass of defense, it feels like, this point in particular, both in 2v3s and in 3v3s, and now it's finally starting to turn around. Dinfar nearly staggered out, has to try and fight for the orb, gets it, presses forward immediately. Great use, and eventually that led to the pass, that led to the goal, and we're on match point for Zenith.
Yeah, and a great redirection there with that whiplash. Core was going up to that top corner, Fozey running to where he thought it was going to go, but then the whiplash sends it directly into the net, out of his reach.
Here we go. Match point, a chance to go to the decider. We're either getting a Game 3 decider or a reverse sweep. Like, these are two great options, might I add. It's another hook, another KO, a 10 KO straight for Rekko said.
Yeah, and there's the bit of a Rasmus difference, right? You don't have to stagger people. You just kind of get the kills for free.
Fozzy, though, doing all they can in the 3v1. They somehow kept the puck out of the net. They may have lost the barrier, but in that type of situation, you've got to take your hat off to him. That was tough.
Yeah, Fozzy just getting hedgeless swings into the net there.
Yeah, well, it was nice while it lasted. Rekko said, fake fakes the puck flip, actually extends the game. It looked like they could have muscled it straight through, but I think they were expecting Venomyami to try and disrupt it either way. We played a little bit longer. The pressure stays. The damage falls. The puck, it looks so open, but Dinfar shot up instead of straight. Doesn't matter, though. Rekko said gets the match-winning goal.
Yeah, a little bit of a BM there. I do think he could have just shot it right into the net. But you know what? It's okay. They picked up the point in the end. And now they're bringing us to our, first game 3 of today. Not saying there's going to be more, but the first one of today.
And look, the way how I see it, I mean, you said it at the start, when we started working together, right? Like, these best of 3s, the mental game becomes something that's important. It becomes something that we need to follow. By the way, 18 KOs that game to 3. I complained about lack of KOs match 1. Definitely didn't get it match 2.
Yeah, and you know what? You definitely did get your KO fix there, right?
I'm satisfied. My bloodlust is satisfied.
Your bloodlust is satisfied as that Rasmus picking up 12 for himself. And right there, it just goes to show that difference between that Rasmus and the Juliet. I thought that, maybe because 3 fire-ups, they'd have a little more meter to kind of dodge that hook. But you know what? Like Moth to the Flame, Omega Strikers players are drawn to that hook, and they will be put into the hole.
That they will. And I guess to go back to my mass point, which is, with that BM, with the amount of times and how frustrating it is to get hooked into that hole, you play the mental game to your advantage. And that's why maybe I'm not entirely against that BM if it keeps the momentum in Zenith's favor. If they are able to use that into this third match when we get into it, I can only see that as a good thing for this team. Obviously, this is going to be a fun one, that decider, so a lot on the line for both of these sides. And, well, I mean, it's a guaranteed top 3 if you get there. That's nothing to slouch at for the first one of these, Vodible EU events. And I'm curious which team will rise to it.
Yeah, guaranteed top 3 is money. And you know what? I think I said it when I was playing in one of the previous tournaments. I was like, guys, we're in the money, we take it. Anything after that is wishful thinking, and you know what? If you get there, you get there, but be happy with where you are.
Well, you gotta be happy with the money. That's where we are looking for, and we'll see who's able to climb their way and get there. Well, first in this one, I don't really want to say first overall. I just need to do a quick little check. By the way, if you want to ever do exclamation mark bracket, you can just, see what the bracket is. But I want to see if our upper semi has finished. So I'm going in where I can see all of the stats and everything involved. And as I look, guess what? Amy and Joyers have been taken to a game 3 against KLB.
Important thing to note, we are back on Amy's app.
Oh,
Rasmus ban coming out this time, but actually I understand it, right? Like, you got kind of rolled by it the last game, so you kind of want to take it off the board if you're not going to play it yourself, especially considering Big Fish 2 actually letting Rasmus get it's one of his best trainings in the game to be able to pick up. But it does look like we are going to see a mirror match here, and man, this game going to be a little goofy. Everyone's going to be a little large.
That's fun, though. I mean, seeing the 2 large Juliets go at it. And Rekko said, I mean, they showed how strong they were on the Rasmus on this map. Can they carry over that performance of Juliet as well? If so, it could be another clean victory for this Zenith side. However, I expect it to be a lot more contested this time around without the hooks. And already you can see there's no instant KOs. It didn't take, well, actually, we had to see Rekko said get level 2 first before we saw that KO. But we'll see what happens when we get there then, I suppose.
Yeah, and there's really like 3 very specific ways Julie kills on this map. It's either pushing someone off the side, or if someone's staggered, just hitting them off the map when they're staggered, or you push them into the hole. And with this Big Fish, I would have to imagine we'll see some dash punches into that middle center part.
Yeah, I'd have to agree as well. I mean, you can already see Rekko said looking for it on Venomyami down below as the puck stays up high with Dinfar doing what they can. One more defensive game. There it is. Well, we saw it going, but not necessarily the way, well, actually it kind of was what we were expecting. Rekko said getting that first KO.
Yeah, and Fang there using that elusive, trying to get away from this, but is going to get hit by that supernova from Venomyami there.
We see with the open net, how long will it take for Bernardo? Well, a lot longer as they have to lose a second player as well. Fang trying to throw it forward. The timing was good, but the disruption was better. Good touch from Fozey, but doesn't have a second in them. The first goal goes to Zenith.
Yeah, and Fozey doing a great job there. Actually, when you Juliet ult, there is a very small window before she deals that heavy hit that she's not actually attacking anymore after those light hits. So Fozey timing it to where he hit it actually in between that moment of where Juliet stopped attacking.
You know, I'm just having a quick little glance over at the chat right now, and I do have to kind of agree with something that they're talking about. Even with 5 maps, I would love to see a bit of a map trap, or at least a map selection when you're creating custom games. And then like in a best of 3, you know, each team chooses a map and the third map is random from the other 3 or something along those lines. I reckon that would add a fun little dynamic to the game.
Yeah, it would definitely spice things up, right? Because you might be able to kind of draft maps, maybe higher seed, you know, or coin flip actually. You could just start off on a coin flip and then kind of play the draft out from there, ban maps. It would add a lot of strategy to some of these custom games, so you're not kind of just coin flipping what map you might get.
As we see, oh, good puck flip save actually from Fozey right there, stopping that from going through. But again, as the game grows, as the game progresses, these are just exciting things that I'm sure we're going to be able to look forward to. And when they come out, it's going to be great. And everyone's going to love it. And everyone's going to be happy, just like the team of, well, Zenith. Going to be a little bit disappointed. Actually, Bernardo is going to be happy with that one because they got that goal.
Yeah, and as we get hopefully more characters and hopefully more maps, right? There will be a lot more variety from us to kind of choose for, and maybe more viable characters in the future.
Look, I love Rocket League. I don't want to go down the Rocket League route where every single map is the same. I like to mix it up. I like that variety, like different backgrounds. Yes, that's great, but I want a bit more than that. Dinfar is staggered on the opposite end of the pitch right now. Pressure's going to be coming from Venomyami. Gets behind, but Fang keeps it out of the barrier. Not sure how they pulled that off. It was a great shot, and fortunate for the Zenith team. Again, they're looking for that third goal. They're looking for their 4th set in a row. If they could get it here, Atsuro might be low on stagger, but there's still Phoenix kicking forward, hunting.
Yeah, and Atsuro playing really far forward, just kind of pushing pressure on as Fozey putting the pressure onto Rekos, killing him in that center hole. But Atsuro doing a great job just playing his life. Being annoying, really, is what he's doing.
Yeah, but living it on the edge as well, and it's done a good job up until now. Supernova goes backwards. Rekos does what they can, but had Venomyami right in their face. Now the second attempt, this time the Phoenix kick does get it to the back line, yet with the bottom half of the field exposed. It's an easy clear up to Atsuro. Now Rekos is going to get another chance. Has Dinfar down beneath. They don't connect. The save is made. Fang's going to have to clear it back forward once more. Everyone gets jammed down in the corner. Not really where those low stagger characters want to be. Venomyami pushes forward, flips the puck, takes the shot, but it winds up going the other way. They get KO'd, but there's a KO on the opposite side as well. We're playing 2v2.
Atsuro had a great chance there to score there. Tried to bounce it off to himself into the punch, but just wasn't able to, but makes it up here as he uses that fiery fist. Just push that one past Fang. Fang not really do anything in that situation. No cooldowns for him, and bringing the first point for themselves.
There's like no cooldowns, so Fang tried to play a dangerous game of chicken, and it ended when they got punched in the face. As every game of chicken should end. You know what I like? It's just, you know, when you're bluffing and your other person's got pocket aces. That's what that goal turned out to be. So, a bit unfortunate for Fang at the Zenith side, but an opportunity for Bernardo to maybe reverse sweep this individual set. I mean, Atsuro's already got the KO. They've already got the goal exposed, and the pressure is there. They've tied it back up. Bernardo is back.
Yeah, and Rekos trying to put Venomyami into that center hole, but Venomyami doing a good job throwing down his secondary on the other side of the map and just TPing away there, saying, I'll see you on the other side of the map, buddy.
Yep, and well, on that note as well, it's always good to say, like, peace, I'll see you later, but right now, they're getting a face full of each other. It seems like Rekos and Atsuro just been going at it, as finally Atsuro gets some pressure onto Fang, and doesn't result in the goal just yet. Rekos is trying to defend their goal keep, but at the moment, maybe should be focusing on being a bit more on the attack in and of itself. The puck slowly working its way towards it. Down goes the barrier, 2 exposed, set point on the line. Venomyami doesn't sneak it through, but Rekos does get the kick and the punch on. They get the KO. Will it be enough to make the 3v2 goal happen? We're flipping the puck. Buying time, Venomyami, great use of Amy's hole. Makes it a set to Bernardo.
Yeah, and that was a bit of a redirection there. Maybe maybe intended, maybe not. Well, we might never know, but
It
even
worked,
so,
it's
what a
intended.
it's always you're right, it's always intended. What a
If it
great
works.
shot though. If it works, it's
Yeah.
always intended. And actually something to note, Kai's not going for the prime time
Prime
here.
time, yeah. What happened to you see prime time, you take prime time? Well, I guess Egoist is pretty strong as well, but yeah, I'm with you. I'm surprised. Both guys opting for the specialist training. Extra special will be going into one vice, and yeah, 3 specialized trainings out of 6. It makes sense. It is one of the strongest awakenings, but I don't know. I always just kind of peg prime time as the #1.
Yeah, I guess it's you want to deal more damage for your team, but in a game where you have the Juliets with Big Fish already, I would imagine you want to be that Kai with the prime time and push it forward as much as possible for your team, because if that ball comes back, you will have all your you will have barrages to deal with it and just keep it forward as much as possible, because that is the true factor in this game here. But I guess maybe not, as Fozey with the specialized and Atsuro
Oh
just
boy.
completely wiped the entire enemy team.
Fang 1v3 presses in front of midfield briefly, able to run back for the save as well. Great goalkeeping by Fang. I mean, they were hunting for the point. I thought for a second there they were going to do it.
Got it in the end, though, as Venomyami and Atsuro just pushed that one through. But yeah, I guess the thought is you take the specialized because you maybe get a kill like Fozey got onto Rekos there. But realistically, I think the prime time, from a personal opinion, is better for this situation.
Here I thought I'd be arguing with you, but I actually happen to agree with that point. Oh, well. We'll find something else to argue about later, I'm sure. Right now, though, Bernardo, they're already up 1 set. They're up 1 goal, and they've exposed the goal for the second one. Supernova forces Venomyami to go invisible, but they're still going to get harassed. Rekko said nearly got a double KO. I mean, the goalkeep is, well, still standing at least, so they've got that going for them, but Bernardo has to be a little bit cautious right here. Rekko Seed's going to lead the charge going back the other way. Fozey looking to go down, has the core flip available. Will bust it straight away. Rekko Seed tried to get in their face, couldn't quite get that barrier. Dinfar now on the precipice of getting staggered, has to go elusive. That opens up the top half of the map for Venomyami, yet the projectiles again slowing them down. And I mean, both these teams, they apply pressure at the right moments. They're doing enough defensively, though, to make every press forward so difficult.
Yeah, and Atsuro here with the core flip, but it doesn't even matter as the chain lightning from Venomyami is going to send that one into the net. And great work from Bearnardo to pick up, the first 2 points in the set, making it the match point for this set.
Yeah, I mean, this is a pretty big right now to go 2 sets up in the deciding game. Would be massive for this Bernardo side. It really, so far, is going to highlight how impactful Rekosed's Rasmus realistically was that last game. I mean, the KO count has dropped again. We're not seeing 18 KOs in 3 sets, but what we are seeing, well, is Zenith starting to fight back right now. The pressure being placed there, but they do lose their attacking members, so that's going to be a bit difficult for them. Fozey doing what they can to try to get Atsuro in a good position. There's the cross up, there's the goal. Set 2 goes to Bernardo.
Yeah, and a great mix-up from Venomyami there. Fozey having to, sorry, not Fozey, Fang having to really kind of 50-50 that one. Unfortunately, just wasn't able to guess the right one, as we do have some pretty good awakenings here, actually. Built different, showing up to stacks on stacks, peak performance. Peak performance might be a great pickup here, as they already have the big fish. You're sitting on a bunch of health. Bulk up might be an option, but I would imagine that someone would definitely grab the stacks here.
Yeah, Stacks is going to go as well. At bulk up, I would expect to go to the first Juliet, which it absolutely does. No one takes Twin Drive. Instead, we see the Catalyst being picked up in and of its place. Fair enough. No one wanting to risk the orb game either. I think it's a little too late for that. So that was a stacked awakening draft. I don't feel like there was any losers except for, the person who gets KO'd 10 seconds in.
Yeah, and you were talking about wanting KOs. I don't know. I feel like we've been hitting about the same as the last bloodthirsty match. I feel like every few seconds someone's getting knocked off the map.
But it's more even. Last time it was 18-3. Now it's a bit more back and forth. So, which is better for the game. I mean, it makes it more exciting for us, that's for sure. As, Dinfar thought they had it. Fozey barely back for the save.
Yeah, and what a great job from Fozey as, oh my god, Atsuro getting the angle off the bumper there and somehow managing to completely knock Rekos off the map.
That was a good touch, but even in the 3v2, they don't take down the barrier until Atsuro really goes forward with that Phoenix kick. Now putting the pressure onto Fang, flips the puck, shoots it up, and Bernardo, they're 2 goals away.
Yeah, 2 more goals from, you know, putting yourself into a guaranteed top 3. You'd be in the money, and they really want it right now.
Yeah, that they do. I mean, the turnaround, the shift in momentum we've seen throughout this series, it going back and forth as frequently as it has. Yes, they might be 2 away, but I feel like, you know, a couple quick goals from Zenith, and all of a sudden, they could easily start to climb back through this, but they have, well, I mean, obviously, speaking in obvious is not bounce it off the hole into their own barrier. That was close there, Fang. No, they have to get that goal in a 2v3 situation with the goal exposed. It's very likely going to be match point. Save was made on the line. The second cross-up caught by Dinfar as well. The Supernova down to Atsuro. That doesn't go through either. The defense continues to hold.
Yeah, and Rekos getting a kill here would be really big for his team, but actually gets knocked off. There's the specialized training difference as Fozey knocks him off the map.
Yeah, and now in a 2v2, Bernardo, they will get the first respawn. They will be the first one to really put that pressure down. Rekos does come back up, but what can they do with that Atsuro already in their face? What can Dinfar do on the opposite end, just abusing Venomyami? Supernova actually popped a little bit early. Rekos in danger, barely stays up and in it, but now they might have to back away. No, they go for the 3-man stun, and it leads to the shot. Wow, practically staggered. It's a great goal for Zenith.
Yeah, and Fozey trying to clear that one down there, but an excellent job from Dinfar throwing out that power cord and hitting it with the chain lightning past Fozey.
Oh, it was well timed, it was well played, and this is what I mean. Zenith, they can come right back with a vengeance. Rekos doesn't take the shot. Instead, they let it fall to Dinfar, who will push it through. Oh, man, Daft. This is getting good. This is getting very good. Reverse sweep rumblings, maybe. I know they haven't won a set yet, but they're 1 point away from their first.
But if you're going to reverse sweep, now's the time. But unfortunately, Atsuro with that Flame Flurry is going to completely take Dinfar off the map. Now has the core flip and an open net. Fang has his core flip as well, but there he's going to have to play something. But Garfield, you had burst.
Oh, saving it. Saving it for what could be the final point. Bernardo, 1 goal away. Zenith fighting for their upper bracket life. Guaranteed prize money. If they can somehow fight away, it's Supernova Central, but the puck got flipped, and Atsuro just kind of, I'm not even sure. It was a flip puck. I think it just got stalled either way. It is going to be a KO. So if Zenith has to hold on, it has to be in the 3v2. Rexed doing what they can. They have the puck flip available in case of emergency, but the puck gets behind him. Venomyami couldn't find the shot. Enough time does appear to have been bought, though. It is the return of Dinfar. They're putting the pressure the other way. Can they fight it? No, Dinfar's already gone. Atsuro took him out. It's another 2v3. And now Bernardo, they can put the pressure back, but Redstead gets their own KO. It's a 2v2 for another 3 seconds until the man's advantage will be in favor of Zenith. They might get their chance. Rekos tries to slow play it. It'll get a second chance now, but Fozey doing what they can and buys time for Venomyami. It's another KO, and again, a 3v2 for Zenith.
Yeah, Atsuro getting yet another kill onto it, and it looks like we might. Oh,
No.
but
No way!
Fozey, no.
They make the third 3v2 happen. Third time's the charm, but it's in their favor. Zenith with the shot, Fang with the snipe, and we go to set 4.
Yeah, and I know it was questioning the specialized, but that specialized training got the goal for him. Able to push it past Fozey, just barely missing the core. Sorry, I can't even think of what I'm saying. That was too crazy. Barely missing the strike shot as Deadeye now going to be picked up with that specialized training. And man, he is going to hit like a truck.
Quick strike falling all the way down, though, to pick 6s. Yeah, a spark of strength take. Interesting. I haven't been tracking the sparks. Has Venomyami been secretly picking them up?
I don't believe he has, but hey, you know what? If you are going to pick one up in this game that is all about KOing, you know, either the resilience or the spark of power would be the one you kind of want.
Yeah, I mean, look, I don't think it's a bad pick. I'm just a little bit surprised to see it. Either way, Bernardo, they're starting off this fourth set quite strong. They got a KO. They got the barrier down. Dinfar also having to go elusive right now. 2v1 fresh. But Fang is able to defend it. Dinfar able to stay down below. Actually, good use of the lightning to get themselves past the midfield line. Recklessly can put the pressure from above as well. Bernardo in a tight situation. They're going to rely on the Supernova to try and get it out, and they protect the barrier momentarily. In fact, they hold on, and the puck goes the other way. Fang nearly puts it in their own net. Eventually, though, the clear does come through.
Yeah, and Rekko's taking all that damage from everyone on the side of Bernardo, getting hit with the Giga Blast, getting hit with the power cord, but Abe's able to pick up an orb to heal himself, and now gets the Egoist boost, zooming around the map. He is carved and almost dies.
Almost. Not quite there, although the Supernova is going to be enough. Goes Rekko said, and we've got ourselves a 2v3, but last 2v3 we saw, well, kind of went in Zenith's favor. Do they have another one of those in them? It doesn't look like it. What? How does Dinfar stop that puck flip? It was right in front of the net, and Rekosen immediately gets the KO. Zenith, they keep digging themselves out of these holes.
Yeah, and dig themselves out of the hole they do, as now they have the advantage here, and Dinfar gonna send this one up. But man, I do want to talk about that sequence with Venomyami and Atsuro. An incredible passing play as Venomyami dropped his secondary into the net on top of Feng, and then passed it down to Atsuro. Atsuro passing it to him as Venomyami TP'd into the net with the core flip. Fortunately, they couldn't get the goal there, but wow, what a great sequence.
It was a great sequence, and I like the fact that Zenith found a way to save it was insane to me. Like, that should have been the goal, I feel. Like, I don't know how they read that one out. Dinfar with the miracle touch, and it really is feeling like momentum has shifted back in favor of Zenith. This series has been so dramatically back and forth between the two. Now Rekosen has the chance to maybe put it through. Instead, they get KO'd. Atsuro hasn't had enough of these games. Venomyami jumping forward as well, trying to find what they can, but I mean, I don't know. These 2v3s, I think with as many KOs, with how muffled as Zenith has been down a member, they've gotten used to it. They've embraced the 2v3. They've embraced being underhanded in the power play. They almost do worse when they have 3 members.
Yeah, and you know, we say Garfield, you had burst, but instead it feels like Garfield, you had elusive, as people are being sent off the map 24/7 here, and we gotta start dodging some stuff.
That we do, because otherwise, well, the dream of the 5th set will go up in flames. Bernardo got 1 goal. Again, they find themselves 2 away of the guaranteed prize money. We start off neither team wanting to cross that midfield line. Atsuro is the first to do it. It goes straight after Dinfar. Rekosen, meanwhile, just getting abused by Fozey and Venomyami, but the KO happened on the other end. It's a power play in favor of Zenith for once, and they'll turn it to a quick goal. 1 point away from taking us to Game 3, Set 5.
Yeah, and what a crazy, ridiculous job from the side of Zenith here. You know, they are fighting for every inch of the field here, as Rekos gets yet another kill in this incredibly bloodthirsty game.
It's been an insane one, and that's some more to it, but maybe. I mean, 3v2 power play, but they did lose the barrier, so you can't be too aggressive just yet, or can you? Dinfar finds a way in. They take the barrier down, but they get KO'd in the process. Rekosen still gets the cross-up, still finds the Phoenix kick, and we go to Game Set 5.
And poor Fozey there cleared it up, but had a direct line right down to his teammate. Just probably nervous and in the moment. Just wanted to get it away from his net as fast as possible, as now we see the fire up coming out, and Rekos with this Egoist is going to be able to take advantage of it so much. But this Kai from Fozey is going to get missile propulsion, and now he has built different specialized training, glass cannon and missile propulsion. Both Kai's Giga Blasts are going to hit like trucks, and there's a tempo swing too. So now Fang is going to hit even harder with his, as the Spark of Resilience does get picked up. A little more health for Atsuro here in this game.
Only a little bit, but realistically, again, like, that's not where the Spark items have. It hasn't been a Spark game, so compare that to the Kais, the strength of these goalkeepers, it's going to be scary. I mean, Fozzy's already kind of picked up 1 just from how far back that they are. But even with that power play, again, if there's been any team that's been able to hold it, it has been Zenith. Reckless said even stretching forward to pick up that orb and just be like, yeah, they won't score on Fang. I mean, that is confidence that is next level.
Yeah, and I mean, they are doing such a great job here of just clawing back every single point. And Reko's doing such a great job, even getting KO'd himself a bunch. But Atsuro, as I say that, is going to score a goal.
Yeah, so the first one will go to Atsuro, just kind of forcing it through. And Bernardo, have they righted the sinking ship? Have they bailed out enough water? Or are they just delaying the inevitable sink into Amy's hole? We'll find this one out as Venomyami try to get it past Fang right now, who's playing again a lot further forward than Fozey ever does. Fang isn't afraid to get up in it, and it's worked out in favor in the passes. Dinfar nearly does enough to disrupt and take down the barrier. Instead, it'll be a puck flip into a lot of abuse, but the barrier still stands.
Yeah, and you know, Kai's one in cooldown. It doesn't matter, as these Kais have been so high on the draft picks that they've been able to pick up such great damage trainings for themselves, taking it away from the Vices, as the Kais are such big proprietors here as the double core flip comes out. And man, I can't even find the core anymore.
Yeah, it went to the opposite end as everyone else has kind of dogpiled on and tries to take out one. Juliet Dinfar, though, gets a return, and it's KO for KO. Juliet for a Vice, so it's a 2v2, but not quite the mirror match. Doesn't matter. Atsuro is always going to get those cheeky touches in. Rekoset is back, going straight after the puck. Fozey a little bit faster to it, and again, Rekoset only just came back, but they got KO'd one more time. It's another 3v2 favoring Bernardo, and Venomyami will be applying the pressure. Jumps forward, but misses the puck. They've tried that trick twice, doesn't work out. Neither does the Supernova. Fang stays standing, gets it clear, and Rekoset is back onto the field.
Yeah, and Fozzy is doing such a great job keeping this one forward, throwing all of his abilities as it does now come to Atsuro, but Atsuro not able to do it. But Rekos using that center Amy's hole, hitting it off of it, and it goes right past Fozzy. Fozzy having no cooldowns because he was keeping them forward. And oh my god, this game is still tied now.
Atsuro's touch as well was a miss one, which was set up. The Reko said they were trying to bounce it off the top and back down to them, but they just lightly touched the corner, which allowed Reko said to find that angle, and a little venting of frustration as Atsuro takes Reko said out again once more. But I feel like we've been playing this more of a 2v2 than a 3v3 at times, DaftGrass. Like, it's been kind of crazy how back and forth it's been. It'd be a shame if we don't even see the 2-2, but right now we are seeing the 1-1. As the pressure, well, leads to another KO. Atsuro is just done with this other side, and they're going to be done with this point as well. Coin flip to once again put themselves one goal away.
Yeah, and that Giga Blast from Fozzy into the power cord from Venomyami was able to send him off the map there. And just really that knockback differential is helping their team so much. I mean, both Kais having the ability to send everyone off the map if they so desire.
See if that continues. I mean, they've been trying. We've been seeing so many snipes, so many strong shots. Fang again starts to press forward. They won't be able to get too far with it. It is, once more, to reiterate, match point for Bernardo, but we're not ending it here. It comes down to this, DaftGrass. 2-2, Game 3. Winner goes to the top 3. Here we go.
Yeah, a little bit of a prediction from you here, as now we're this is it. I mean, this is the round that you need to win for your team, as Reko's taking so much damage. Atsuro doing such a great job at putting it on the other team here.
Fozzy, last pixel save right there to protect the barrier, at least for now. No immediate KOs on this pivotal point. A little bit surprising when you think about it. Still, Rekoset is going to muscle it through with the Phoenix kick. Zenith now has the chance. Rekoset tries to step forward, misses with the puck flip, and then gets KO'd. The Supernova, though, takes out the goalie. Dinfar flicks the puck, plays the patient game, and puts it through. Zenith takes it in 5 sets. Game 3, reverse sweep in the third.
Yeah, and Rekos actually getting a really good combo there, was able to grab Fire Up and Egoist, so whenever he did have that, he was able to build up his core flip a little more, and whenever he did have it, he basically got a free Adrenaline Rush move speed, and it really put so much pressure as we see these KOs, and wow.
17 KOs for Atsuro. I'm trying to do the quick math right here. 29 for the side of Bernardo, and it wasn't enough. I don't think I've ever seen a team lose with more than like 10 KOs, let alone 29.
Dinfar putting his team on his back there, getting 8 goals himself and 1 assist, picking up, I mean, what the maximum amount of goals that they could have gotten in that game, going to the very last set there. Ridiculous stuff.